Everybody, this is Three Believe. We're doing a different format of introducing you to the protocol program, and because it's so dynamic, because we have so much stuff, so we go so deep in so many different niche areas. The way we're going to do this one is we're going to divide it into two parts. The first part is going to be me talking about the ingredients, why I took this is the CMR. Okay, this is your shake. This one happens to be let's see, a P22, the whey protein. This is here the peptide protein. You can tell because one's purple and one's blue. One says peptide, one doesn't. And what we're going to do is we're going to go into this stuff right here. See all those ingredients? That is the most complex meal replacement shake on earth to date. Nobody so far has one so complex. Now, what I mean by complex is the natural ingredients, the botanicals that we put in there, the digestive enzymes, the vitamins and minerals, the fibers, all that stuff that goes into this has some powerful effects. And so we're going to talk about, because there's so many, I can't do it all at one time. Yes. I'm going to go by a couple of units or a couple of ingredients per week, and then tell you how it affects your body. And then Callie at the bottom of the hour is going to talk about
how that particular ingredient or product or related to whatever Jason's talking about is basically the science behind it and why a relatable experiences, testimonies, anything with, we'll touch a little bit on intuitive eating. I mean, array of different topics on top of the ingredients.
Basically just how to do it in real life.
Yes.
Right? Now, I was looking for my water. Where's my water?
Right here.
Oh, she's hiding my water. I can't do without my water. All right. I hope you got yours too. So let's go right into it. We're going to go into the PowerPoint presentation. We just threw one up to help you. Let's talk about who this Three Believe Wellness Program is for. Who it's for is it is for, let's click that next button here. Okay, this web class that we're doing is for anybody that wants a protein that your body will actually absorb. There's a difference between digestible proteins, meaning not all proteins are available to be digested at the same quality. For example, whey protein digests better than soy protein, or it digests egg protein digests better than whey protein. But that's very much different than your body actually digesting that protein. Two different measurements. So we're going to go into that a little bit. That's important. This web class is for you if you have digestive issues. And what I mean by digestive issues is any discomfort in your gut, in your stomach, especially after eating. So that would qualify as heartburn, if you feel gassy or bloated, if you notice any undigested food in your stool. Now, it's kind of a gross joke amongst high school boys. Sorry. But, it seems like when we eat corn and it shows up in our stool, it's like, how in the world does that reassemble? I chew my food. That's actually a sign of poor digestive quality. All right. So that's just something you want to look for. And then if you feel tired or weak, or if you have intolerance to food, you used to be able to eat foods that you can't eat anymore. Like a lot of people like ice cream and dairy products. This web class is also for you if you don't have any of these issues, but you want to keep it that way. Now, there's a reason I put that in there because, like I said, there's a lot of people that used to eat food that they can't eat anymore. If you can eat the food you like now and you want to keep it that way, this class is for you. And we want to, if you want to enjoy the foods that you love, you want to listen to this program. How can you enjoy foods that maybe it's not quite so healthy? It's maybe not fitting into the exact diet. Well, how can you enjoy them? We're going to go over that. And last, you want to get more of your money's worth because we're going to talk about digestion. You're not digesting everything that you're paying for, and I want to increase that. Now, I used to have a stomach ache every single day. 11 years ago, when I started this protocol, it was just normal day event. I would have a stomach ache when I woke up. I'd have a stomach ache all day long, all night. And I wasn't a worrisome person. I wasn't high stress. The only time I wasn't having a terrible stomach ache was immediately during the meal, right after I started eating, and then for about a half hour after, and then it came back. That's terrible. What about you?
I had stomach aches every time I ate something. So I got to the point where I didn't want to eat anything because something would irritate it. Different various reasons, from bloating, mainly bloating.
And I mean, that's actually one of the reasons you came in and started the diet,
yes.
Right?
Yep. And I'll go over all of that a little bit later.
Okay. I don't want to steal your thunder. All right. So a little bit of background. I'm a food scientist that specializes in chronic disease and metabolic syndrome. What I've done for the last almost 11 years is formulate special meals for diabetics and obesity, heart disease, any chronic illness, high blood pressure, cholesterol, digestive issues. And then we teach that material, those clinical studies, to doctors and clinics so that they can treat their patients without medication and surgery. And that's kind of where we got our start a long time ago. And now we offer it to you directly. So a little bit of information about just some realities. Why did we market to doctors? Well, because people that aren't feeling well generally go to their doctor. Did you know that the U.S. population's average level of health is what you're going to see on the screen? 79% of people are overweight. 37% of Americans right now that are diagnosed. So we know the number is actually higher because not everybody is diagnosed. I mean, some people haven't gone in to be tested in any of these categories, but right now 37% have high cholesterol, 46% have high blood pressure, 15% are diabetic. They estimate that it's about another 3 to 5% higher than that, because there's people walking around that are diabetics and didn't know it. And not the same as people that are millionaires. Not a lot of people walking around that are millionaires and didn't know that they were a millionaire. That's a weird random thought. 25 to 32% of people have a fatty liver. That's actually the first place where you gain weight. And then 75% of all deaths are a result of a chronic disease. And chronic diseases are completely reversible. And those that are 65 years or older, 85% of them have at least one of those chronic diseases. I, 11 years ago, had all of them. And that's why I went to my doctor. And I had 10 plus chronic diseases. And after just 12 weeks of following the same program in the 3 Believe program, I don't have them anymore. And I haven't had them for over a decade. Pretty cool. That's me as a sophomore in high school. And there is me at 56 years young. I know I look exactly the same, except for the headgear, then the hair. Okay, now you hear all the time that you need to eat more protein. The older you are, the more you hear this. But here's a reality. Too much protein is bad for your liver. Too much protein is bad for your kidneys. It can help you, it can be a cause of gaining weight. It actually can increase inflammation. It can cause stiff joints if you have too much protein. Constipation is a very, very normal. That's one that I have an issue with. I take magnesium for that, but that's a side effect of getting more protein than you need. Cancer risks actually increase by eating the wrong kind of proteins, mainly red meats. And dehydration is really common about getting too much protein. Now, I want to be clear that this is not a reason to stop eating protein. You need protein. You just don't want to get too much. Okay. So how then do we stop all those things? How do we stop and getting too much protein? And it is by digestion, making sure that we're getting the right amount of enzymes in our diet, in our daily diet, so that we're able to digest the foods we're eating. And how do you do that? By supplementation. So you may say, well, then how did I not have the enzymes that I used to have? Why do I have to take supplements? Why isn't it in the food that I'm eating like it was when God made Earth? Well, it's because you cook your food. One, the reality is that enzymes, living enzymes that are in your food, I'm not talking about germs and bacteria. I'm talking about enzymes start dying as soon as you hit about 118 degrees Fahrenheit. And all enzymes are completely dead once you hit steam, 212. So when you steam your food because you've been told that is better for you, there's really two different classes. There's one, steaming advice is because they say as you boil your vegetables in water, it'll pull out more minerals and vitamins. And that's true. So if you steam it, then it won't pull out as much vitamins and minerals. But both methods, boiling and steaming, will kill all the enzymes. Okay? So just be aware of that. Now, we call that denatured. So anytime you see a food that says denatured, just look at the word. Even the definition means to remove natural quality, which is the living enzymes. Now, I don't want you to use this as an excuse to go and sharpen your teeth, because you're going to start having to eat bamboo that's fresh right out of the ground and chewing on trees, or raw food. I'm not telling you to go be a raw food person. What I'm saying is you have to then supplement. That's the reality. The other way that we lost the enzymes in our food is through processing. So if you're not growing your own vegetables and you're not raising your own meat, then you're buying it in the store, and that processing kills enzymes. Three of the most popular ways of killing those enzymes: by blanching. Basically, that's just a technique used to soften food, preserve the color of that food so it looks yummy. Pasteurization, like in juices and milks and things like that. And then canning. Well, you go buy a can of peas. Those peas are enzyme dead. Now, they still have vitamins and minerals. They still have proteins and carbs and fats in them, but the enzymes are dead, because what's going to break that food down after you've eaten it is the enzymes. The acid in your stomach will help break it down to a slurry, but that's not small enough for your body to be able to get it at the cellular level. So how do you get them back in your body? Supplementation. You got to take it every day. Okay, that's why we put it in every one of our meal replacement shakes. So in every dose you're getting a full spectrum of enzymes, so that you can digest the foods at a higher level. Now, all of our proteins that we have, all of our formulas have these benefits. They're 98% digested proteins, different than digestible. And you heard me talking about that at the beginning, right? All of them are non-GMO. High fiber in every one. Men should get about 35 to 40 grams, right? Women should get about 25 to 30. And you take, if you're on phase 1, you're getting all the fibers you need. That's kind of hard to do, other than taking our shakes. So that's a nice benefit. There's no preservatives at all. That's one way to kill enzymes. We give you that full spectrum of digestive enzymes more than any other formula so far to date. So I keep looking and making sure, and I'm checking not only the ones that are out on just that you can buy on eBay and Amazon. I'm checking the medical field, because that's where we got our start. That's where we're still servicing the doctors. So medical grade meal replacements are supposed to be a higher quality. It's not always true, but it's generally true. And that's why they can charge more for them. We even have more enzymes than any of them. And sometimes by more than 20 times more concentration, but also they don't even come close to how many. We're all natural. That's unique. Boy, I can't tell you. You start looking at vitamins and minerals. Let me tell you a little secret. How do you know if the vitamins or minerals that are in whatever food you're looking at is a natural vitamin and mineral? Did you know that over 98% of all vitamins and minerals that you see on packages is synthetic? It's not natural. Now, they could say natural because it comes from the earth. It comes from petroleum waste, crude oil. And because it comes from the earth, legally, the FDA lets them call it natural. Now, if it says on the label 100% all natural, then it can't be crude oil. That vitamin A has to come from a food source, and all of ours come from food sources. Big deal. Huge difference in the absorption by, the difference between 99% absorption of your body and 2 or 3%. Big deal. No artificial hormones in our proteins. That means that where we get the protein from, and let's say talk about the whey, those cows are not given any hormones or any other pesticide sprayed on the grass or any of that type of stuff. We talked about the whole food vitamins and minerals, low carbohydrate. Now, low carbohydrates can be an exaggeration. I've seen people tout a low carbohydrate meal and still has 25, 30 grams. Well, you're not in ketosis unless you're at 20 grams or below a day. I see a lot of these shakes will have 20, 30 grams in one shake, and they call them low carb. Well, they're not. No synthetic antibiotics, 100% all natural sweetener. That's tough to come by and not have it taste funny. Probiotics and prebiotics are in our formula. That's very unique. Gluten-free, complete amino acid profile. What that means is that it is complete, all the amino acids you need. When you hear the word protein, what makes up our protein are the amino acids. Okay, so after protein is broken down in your stomach, a little amino acids is the net result. And these different amino acids do different things. Now, sometimes it's good for you to take an individual amino acid to do a specific task. For example, I'll do an additional amino acid blend to improve my nitrous oxide so that when I go to work out, I have an extra boost without artificially stimulating my thyroid, for example, by using caffeine or another stimulant. There's examples. So we have a complete profile of amino acids in our blend. And then a very clinically proven fat burning formula. And I should really probably update that. It's not just really fat burning, it's low insulin producing. It just helps your body keep the insulin levels low, not too high. Okay, so that's the difference of our proteins. Why do we, I told you we're going to talk a lot about our enzyme blend. The reason why is 47% is the number, is the amount of nutrients that the average American is digesting. That's terrible. That's kind of like if you went and bought gas at the gas station and the gas station attendant said, now, when you buy our gas, just so you know, your car's actually only going to be able to burn 47% of this gas. The rest of it's just wasted. Would you buy that gas, or would you look for some other source where you're getting 100% of the gas? Big, big deal. Now, why? The reason why is because people, Americans, don't have the digestive enzymes. The quality of their gut is not good enough to get 98, 99% of all that food they're eating digested. And that's why a lot of people have stomach ache. That's why I had a stomach ache. That's why Callie had a stomach ache. That's why so many of our clients used to have them and they don't anymore. So that's why we put it in there. So let's talk a little bit more about the protein blend. Why do I use, not all whey proteins are the same. We use a protein blend that is grass-fed whey. Now, see those letters in the beginning? It says RGBH. What that means is that there's no hormones that are being injected in these cows. Now, we're not talking about eating the meat of these cows. These are just milk-producing cows. These are milk cows, okay? And so they're not raised for slaughter to eat their meat. Where they're just there to make milk products and cheese and things like that, and whey. Now, it's known throughout the world that it's the cleanest and healthiest protein in the world as far as the quality of it. One thing that's great is the CLA. CLL stands for conjugated linoleic acid. It's one of those antioxidants in the body that just fights off the free radicals. That's the bad things floating around in your body, right? And it's 5 times higher in grass-fed cows than it is in oats and grain-fed cows, hay, things like that. Okay, so that's a very excellent reason why we do it. Studies show that it can lower LDL cholesterols. Remember, L for low, H for high. So HDL is where you want to keep your high, LDL is for low. Naturally occurring cows that graze on grass and produce milk, the omega-3 is 600% higher than grain-fed. We want more omega-3, right? That can lower blood pressure and heart attacks. It's lower. They've shown results of lower depression, schizophrenia, attention deficit, ADHD, and Alzheimer's disease. All these things we want to get rid of, right? Another reason we use grass-fed cows to get our way, it has 400% higher levels of vitamin E, linked to lower risk of heart disease, cancer, and other anti-aging properties. So I tease everybody that I'm not getting older, I'm youthing. I'm not aging. And last, these cows that are grass certified fed are free from all chemicals, immunization, antibiotics, pathogens, or GMO. So it costs more, but it works out much better. Now, I want to say a little something extra here. When you see this kind of stuff, like let's take example the vitamin E that's 400% higher. I'm not in the label on the back side of the bag that says how much vitamin E is in our formula. I'm not even counting the amount of vitamin E that's in the whey. So you're just getting an extra boost of vitamin E. I'm only counting about the vitamin E that I'm adding to the formula. So that's kind of cool, right? Get it for free. Now we have another protein that's called peptide protein, right? Now peptide is still from a cow, see a little image of cow, but it's from the beef. And what it is it's a specialized protein. It's great because if you look there on the third line, my bullet point, peptide is the structural protein that ensures that the cohesion and the elasticity of all your tissue stays together, but also for building new tissue. It's basically the glue that holds your body together. And peptides are awesome because they're quickly drawn into your body cells. Other proteins can take more time. It's even faster than whey. Now, new peptides grow in both density and diameter. So when you take a protein or a peptide into your body then, if it has the right building blocks, will actually make more peptides to be able to do repairs and fix. So that's another reason to take our peptide formula. And so who would do that? Well, anyone that has an injury, absolutely. If you ripped any tissue in your body, you have a muscle pull, or let's say you're just trying to build some muscle. That's an excellent reason because your muscle will repair faster and grow faster if you have peptide protein rather than other types of protein, even though whey is excellent. Now, one thing I should say is the peptide protein we get from cows are also grass-fed. So you get the best of both worlds. New peptides are great for gums and eyes and hair and teeth and skin. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more for the ladies on the call. So what's the basic difference? Is one better than the other? It's really not that one's better than the other. It's just that they really serve different purposes. Peptides high in certain kind of amino acids. So you'll see there in that first line, it says proline and glycine. Those are amino acids, right? Now in the second line, you'll see that glycine is excellent because when it's combined with glutamine and cysteine, it will increase in your body's production of glutathione. Now, if you've done any reading, glutathione is the absolute, bar none, most powerful antioxidant in the world. There is no ingredient that is more powerful as an antioxidant than glutathione, bar none, not even by a little bit. It's like if we did the Kentucky Derby it would be that the horse ran around the track before the other horses even took 2 steps. That's how much better glutathione is than all the other antioxidants. That's awesome. It also is great for stomach aches. So if you have a stomach ache, that might be a reason to have the peptide or switch to the peptide. If you're working out, if you're spending a lot of time at the gym and you want faster muscle repair because it's absorbed better, or I should say not better, faster than whey, then peptide be a reason. When you hear an protein isolate, okay, peptide absorbs faster than even an isolate. That's why one reason why people take an isolate, because it's a faster digesting protein than regular protein, what they call concentrate. So peptide's even faster. And on the last one, that last bullet point, one clinical file on our peptide, by the way, was found to be 40% more filling than the same amount of protein that you ate in whey, casein, or soy. So you'll stay full longer. So that's kind of cool. Next one, peptide versus whey. I'll go through these pretty fast. It's great. Now, if you're suffering from arthritis or stiffness, that's one reason why you might want to switch over and try it. Another study showed that 70% of people had a significant improvement in reducing joint pain over taking whey. 25% more effective in reducing osteoarthritis. So that's awesome. And the pain associated with it. Now, if you, the reason I showed this picture here, I just went out and said, okay, how much does it cost to buy glucosamine and chondroitin? Any of you out there that are taking the supplement, glucosamine and chondroitin, you're going to pay anywhere, I found ranges from $18 to $60 a month. So I just averaged it at $39. That's the equivalent of buying 11 shakes of RCMR. So 11 of our complete meal replacements, and you're getting 25% more effectiveness. So let's go back to the first screen. You're getting 25% more effectiveness, that last bullet point, than glucosamine and chondroitin when you take the peptide. So just take the peptide, pocket the money, don't buy the glucosamine and chondroitin anymore, and whatever you're spending on it, and just put it towards your meal replacement. That's a money saver. I love that. That's a new study I just found. So take that for your benefit. If you have ulcers or heartburn, it's studies show that it's extra beneficial for that. If you have GI tract inflammation or ailment, it's great for that. It's also awesome for repairing lesions in your intestinal lining. Anything that has to do with leaky guts, any of that type of stuff. Peptide can push you over the edge and for improvement. Now here, ladies, I promised you some information. This is better than the most expensive lotions and creams you could possibly buy. Honey, listen to this part. It is more effective in reducing wrinkles, the depth of the wrinkles, than any other lotion. All right. So studies show that peptide is really the building blocks needed to stop wrinkles, and it hydrates your skin. It gives your skin more flexibility. So I kind of highlighted everything in yellow. That's the high points. This one study in the third bullet point, among women 40 to 60 that took our peptide for just 8 weeks showed a almost 30% increase in skin moisture levels. Now, moisture, you might think, well, big deal. Well, dryness, dehydration of the skin is one of the main reasons why you get wrinkles in the first place. Crow's feet. 91% of women reported less dry skin after taking our peptide. And look at this third from the bottom. Taking oral peptide is more effective than topical creams and lotions, clinically proven. And the reason why is because what's in the lotion is too big. It doesn't even get to your down below the layers of your epidermis. The best way is to get it from the inside out, right? Which means that our peptide is immediately absorbed in your bloodstream, which gets it right to your skin cells where you want it. So save on the lotions and potions And if you're worried about that, then you can upgrade to the peptide. So if you want a full report of everything I told you in writing, all you have to do is email support. Yeah, thank you. not support. Support at 3believe, the number 3believe.com, and ask for the report called Difference Between Peptide and Whey. And we'll email that to you. And so who's this for? This webinar for
everybody.
Everybody. And you're older, you want to feel young again, if you want to lose weight, gain muscle, if you want to be hydrated, to get rid of your gut issues, that's who this is for. So now, Callie, tell us how we take what the science that we just talked about, okay, and apply it in real life.
So I'm going to go through some testimonials with you all. So here's one. I actually coach her. She reaches out to me through Facebook. So she has explained, and this is just a shot of what she's talked about. She's been on the program for about a year, and she says you guys have helped changed her life. Now she's dropped about 40 to 50 pounds and literally has her joints feel better. She can walk around, run around with her grandkids. So, I mean, it literally has changed her life. Now, this Bob Price, he had gastric reflux, and a lot of different, the ones that are highlighted in red. He's 68 years old, high blood pressure, sleeping with no problem. Now he had gastric reflux with being on a program. Now he can sleep with no problems. He, his left knee is no longer giving him any pain. I mean, that's pretty amazing. Just being on the program. I think he's been on it for about a year or so.
Oh, I think he's coming up on a year. Yeah.
Here's another one. He was skeptical. So many people are addressed with the magic potions and lotions, right? Constantly. We're bombarded through media constantly. And I mean,
you don't know what to believe.
Skeptics are out there constantly. Definitely. You had high and low blood pressure as well as diabetes. And so.
And his doctor said that he was now perfect health after he came back in. That's amazing.
Yes, totally amazing. So, and here's another one. He went under the Whipple surgery for cancer, I guess 3 years ago. And his GI tract system, here's another one with a stomach issue, caused him much discomfort. He's 60 years old. Not only being on the 3believe wellness plan, he's lost 28 pounds, 4 inches from his waist. And now he can chase around his grandkids. I mean, these are stories after stories, and we have so many. So here's another one I personally coach. I do a lot of coaching through text messages as well. Call me up. They ask me tons of questions. This is a young man who has been on the program for just over a year. And he's always telling me how amazing he feels. And he's basically wanting to go weight, right? And so now he's telling me that he went from an XL large shirt to a medium. And he's like, I absolutely love it. It's for me. He's referred, I don't know how many people of his family members have come.
Callie, what I love about this one is you look at the one circled up on the top left. I mean, here's a reality. As he even joked himself when he had come in that, hey, I admit I'm not following the diet the way I'm supposed to. I'm not very strict. Mm-hmm. I see a big slice of pizza and I cave in, and then 12 pieces are gone. So that's real life though. That's reality. We're not always you and I, when we went to Mexico just 2 weeks ago, did we take shakes all day long? No. I'm glad we took them.
Right.
But we ate nacho chips and burritos and, well, I didn't have a burrito, but we had lots of good food. And that's just a reality. What I love about this is that you can still have success, not be, perfect to the letter. But then if you go too far over in your naughtiness, right, you just bounce right back and do it again.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I love about this.
Yep. So what's circled there is he's not has been as strict, but it still maintained a good weight.
Yeah.
Yeah. From where he was at, this is about 50 pounds.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So he's maintained that. So it's great. So I'm going to go into a little bit of the reason I chose the peptide, and I actually done the whey and kind of give you a variance.
So you started on the whey.
I came in to see Jason because of these discomforts
This is before we knew each other.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell him you came in and we didn't know each other.
Yeah. I came in. I didn't know Jason. I met him for the first time walking in the doors to have him coach me. And that's literally, that picture was like every day, bloating, discomfort, and pain, constant gassy feeling. I mean, the bloating with the gas, discomfort continuing in your stomach. I mean, it was awful. Almost everything that I ate gave me a bloating stomach. I felt like I was always 3 to 4 months pregnant.
Yeah.
I mean, literally,
Terrible.
it was painful. So I went on to the CMR with the whey protein, and in 8 weeks, I had really good success. So I dropped 22 inches.
Wow.
8% body fat.
Now, wait a minute. So 22 inches from that picture in the 2016. Now, I don't want to get in trouble for later on, but if you look in that picture on the left, 2016, you don't look overweight.
No, I had only dropped 4 pounds from
a body weight.
But from those people.
So you lost 4 pounds of body weight, but lost 22 inches.
Right.
What does that tell you? You can't lose that many inches and only lose that many pounds if you're not gaining something else. What did you gain?
Muscle and hydration.
Wow.
Yeah. I increased my hydration, increased my muscle. I mean, my whole body completely transformed. And the best part of it is I kept it off. I have kept it off.
That's the same dress, right?
Yes, exactly.
And so you can tell the difference, even though it's a little small. You can tell the dress fits better. I mean, you actually look younger in the older picture than you do I'm not talking about months. I'm talking about a year.
Oh, geez.
Am I getting in trouble? Yeah, sorry. So tell everybody what CMR stands for.
Complete meal replacement. That's the shake that Jason showed at the beginning of the presentation. So on the best part, within like literally 8 weeks, I had zero pain, zero bloating, zero gassing, zero discomfort. Amazing. And I mean, to this day, there's very rare things that irritate my stomach. But this is the reason
but it wasn't always that way. You started on the whey, your stomach aches went away, and then what happened?
And then about, I would say I was close to a year. I'm like, okay, something else is going on. I was experiencing a little bit of the bloating and gassing and things like that, but not as severe.
So remember what you came to me and said, all right, did you change the formula?
Yes.
Because you're like going, all right, I've been enjoying this for so long, and now I'm starting to get some of my old symptoms back. She came into my office with a bag in her hand with kind of that little, frown and that pointy finger going, did you change my happiness? What did you change? And what was my answer?
We have a different protein.
No, before the peptide. I said I didn't change it at all.
No,
remember?
Yeah.
I mean, I had to exonerate myself, right?
But I was like eliminating everything, and then I'm like, and
it's natural. So if you were in her shoes, wouldn't you too logically assume, well, if I'm doing the same thing and I'm getting a different results, then what I'm taking isn't the same. And I know that seems like a logical comparison, but in reality, it's not. Because one thing that that has so much of an impact on your digestive gut quality, and this also extends itself to weight loss and inflammation, but we're just talking about gut right now. Pain in your gut it's so susceptible to the time of the season, if you've been on any medication, if you've got a cold, you increased in staying indoors on artificial light, you're taking different food types, not the CMR, but other types of food, all that has an effect. Now, especially with women and their hormone cycles, and they're changing from menstrual cycle to month by month, all that plays on the gut. And so even though my formula for my own wife, she wasn't my wife then, was the same, she started getting different results. So go ahead and tell why you then chose why I recommend you to change.
Well, that was the only thing that I had to eliminate, right? So I was eliminating certain foods because it's like the old.
We even increased your enzyme. We added more enzyme supplement.
Yes, we added the enzymes.
Yeah.
I started eliminating regular foods. I mean,
we took
lettuce and
avocado juice, not avocado.
Aloe vera juice.
Aloe vera juice.
I mean, I was pretty much doing everything because I'm like, I don't want to go back 100%. And then that was when the peptide was introduced, and I have been sold on it. And I actually, usually when I talk to people about the program, they actually get on the peptide too, because I love it. It has completely changed my whole digestive. I don't have any problems. I've been on the peptide for almost over a year now.
Yeah.
And none of the same symptoms have ever come back. Yes, I do have, my skin is phenomenal. That's one thing I did notice is my skin. And
what kind of changes?
The moisture. And
you're young. I mean, you're still 34 years old when you started. So a 34-year-old isn't going to have really bad skin. But it became even more moist.
Yes, more moist. I, experienced a pimple here and there, not hardly ever anymore.
Yeah.
Like my skin is like completely revamped. Tightness. I don't know. It's kind of like one of those things where it's like, I swear by it. I love it and I will never, change from there. So going from that gives us a little bit about what the proteins are, what the difference between whey and peptide. So really quick, we're kind of going to throw this in here about our travel tips since we went actually to Mexico for a week.
Before you go into Mexico, can I tell them Callie takes peptide exclusively?
Yes.
So now we live together, of course. So when we go to make shakes, we make them together. She'll either make them for both of us. And if the girls want one, then we're making them for 4 people. Or I'll make them. And the only time that's different is when we're not at home. Even though we work together, I will make shakes for me and another coworker, and I use the whey. So I do take peptide about 3/4 of my meals, and then the other quarter is whey. So I'll take both. I don't take it for the same reason. So I get a mixture of both of them.
He takes peptide because it's the only option.
Because she takes it, and it's easier for me not to have to make a separate shake just for myself.
Yes. So, and then back to the travel tips. So when we went to Mexico, or when we travel anywhere, we make sure we take the CMR.
Oh, absolutely.
Hands down.
And the oil.
Yep. Okay. So
I did it when I took it all the way to China, and I had my bag and my oil. Oh yeah.
Yes. Even with Mexico, we would wake up, have our shake.
Yep.
I mean, there was a day where I'm like, I don't want to see any more food. Like, because the benefits, it makes you feel so good. All I had that next day was shakes.
There's a difference between eating good tasting food, which we had some great food. And then having your body respond and say, you know what, that was an awesome meal. Not at the taste bud level, at the body cellular level. And that's where I'll even be full, or not completely full, but I'll be not hungry and still have a shake because my body's saying I need something.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll have like half a shake, even though I'm not hungry after, a couple hours after my meal.
Right.
When I eat out.
So we get a lot of questions like, can this travel well?
Oh,
yes. So we put the pictures in there for the Ziploc, right? So what we do with the oil, so we have 3 different sizes. We have a 32 ounce, 16 ounce, and 8 ounce. I recommend if you're going for a week to at least take the 16 ounce. Now, if you're going for a couple of days, I would do an 8 ounce. Double bag them in a Ziploc bag.
Now, I will say, I've done that, double bagged it, Ziploc bag. You can't carry it on. You have to check your bag, or it won't get through. The security. But I've never had one leak. Yeah. I just do it to make sure. I imagine it could leak, but I don't want it to get oil all over my clothes, or have security saying, "We got a leaky bag here," and then they get rid of it, think it's a leaky bomb or something. So it's never leaked, but do it just to be safe.
Yes. Yep. And they travel well. We actually put, when we're going for like a couple days, we'll put the amount of protein per shake. We actually count it out for at least 2 shakes a day. For at least, there's sometimes we do 3. And we put it in a Ziploc bag, and there you go. We actually we roll it up and put it into the shaker bottle.
So what we'll do again, we'll take the amount of powder we know we're going to be gone. Let's say we're going to have 2 shakes a day. So that's 2 scoops times 2, right?
For like 3 days.
Both of us.
Right.
Put it in a bag, roll it up, and then put it inside our shaker bottle. So it didn't take up any space. It's also double sealed. And then it's convenient. It's nice. I always carry a backpack when I'm hauling around. I did that in Mexico. And I have our powder and our oil already in our shaker bottle. Mm-hmm. All I got to do is find water and mix it up. And boom, I'm done. I don't even, a couple of times we didn't need ice. We just drank it.
Right.
Yeah.
We always do this for breakfast when we're traveling. It's
lifesaver.
Definitely one of the things that I enjoy. And
it's a great conversation piece. People looking at you, you're weird. What are you doing? You must be from America.
Right. All right. So enough about that. If you have any questions, let us know. And Jason's going to go into what the cost of health is.
So really, it's just as a reminder, we got a little special thing for you for those that want to try the peptide. So this special offer I'm going to give you is for current 3 Believe affiliate sales rep. So those that are already a 3 Believe sales rep, those that are not, we have a special offer for you too. All you have to do is call in to that number down below, 866-832-3543, or you can email at support@3believe.com. That's the same email if you want that paper that talks about all the details of the differences between the peptide and the whey. All right, so here is the deal. So in phase 1, we have 2 phases. Phase 1's the 3 meals a day for 1 entire month, right? The whey, the $735 value, that's what we sell to the doctor. So when our doctors sell it, that's what they pay. That's what that's a competitive price with the other medical meal replacements that are out there. Ours are actually a little bit lower when they sell to the doctors. That's not what you're going to pay, as you know, if you're already an affiliate. But the peptide value is $775. The special offer is $300 and then $340. Now, here's your special offer. If you haven't tried the whey, you want to give it a shot, see if it gives you. Thank you for correction. If you want to try the peptide, then save $30. You can get it for $310. So just take it right off the top, try it for an entire month, see if you see any differences. I believe you will. Callie, what do you say?
Yes.
Yes, they will.
Yes.
Okay. And then those of you that are on phase 4, that's 1 meal a day for an entire month. The value is $331. Peptide version is $368. The special offer is $135 a month for 30 days for 1 midday, or $150 for the peptide. But because we did you a special offer for phase 1, it's only fair we give you one for phase 4, and that is $137. That's only $2 more. $2 more than the whey price. There's no reason why you can't give it a shot. And the entire month, it's only $10 more. Now, why do we charge more for the peptide than the whey in the first place? Well, because it cost me more to buy. That's the only reason. And so if you want to take advantage of that, then just call in or go into support. On the website, it's not there. You got to do one of these two things. So you email and say, I want to take advantage of the special offer of the peptide, phase 1, phase 4. Then we'll set you up because it's not available to anybody else except those that are on this call, this webinar. See, there's benefits by showing up. Okay. So call in or email, and that should answer any questions. Now, I wanted just to recap for a second. Every week, we're going to go over this segment. So you notice at the bottom of the hour, I stopped talking about the detail ingredient part, and Callie then talked about the application of that in real life. How can you do it? We're going to go, sometimes we'll go through a recipe. Let me give an example. Here in our house, we have an 8-year-old or a 9-year-old, and we have a 12-year-old.
11-year-old.
Well, she's almost
12. Yeah.
And they're girls, right? And kids at that age, they can be picky with food. I'm very grateful our girls are not picky. They eat lots of things, but they still have preferences, and they love having things like pancakes and crepes and waffles and
casseroles. Now that's for dinner.
Yeah. So as a food scientist, it's our business. I just cringe at that stuff because you take a pancake, it is loaded with nothing but carbohydrate, especially if they put syrup on it, for heaven's sakes, and then fat. There's no protein. It's just, you might as well eat just a bowl of cereal. Right? That just kills me. So what we do, not to argue with them, we add our peptide or the whey to the protein or the batter mix, and now they're eating nutritionally the same thing. So those are hints that we'll give you. We'll give you how we make it. We'll give you the recipe. We'll be able to help you make your family meals, your favorite meals, healthy and wealthy, and then you can be wise. Yeah, yummy too.
They're good.
All right, so that's it for this week's call. For those that missed it and you know that they want to get it, tomorrow you're going to get a link to the recording. You can send them that recording, listen to it again, or they can listen to it the first time, or you can listen to it again. We'll do that every single week, and appreciate you showing up. Signing off here, this is Jason and Callie with 3 Believe, and this is your Tuesday call.